This man was forced to bite a piece of wood and then suddenly beaten by a group of people. The torture was given not because he did not pay his debt, but because James was a prisoner of war. In fact, when he was first captured, the Japanese soldiers actually intended to immediately execute him in the middle of the forest. But when the katana was about to be swung, his warrior instinct suddenly flared. In that instant, James dodged and then attacked back. One by one, the enemy soldiers began to fall. They were unable to withstand James's fast and brutal martial arts skills. However, the sound of the explosion just now only attracted the arrival of other Japanese troops. James, panicked, decided to escape. But unfortunately, his attempt failed because he was trapped in a net. After that, James was taken to the Japanese soldiers' nest and then brought before their commander. After learning that several of his men had fallen at James's hands, the commander said that James would soon suffer the consequences. Then, he was led to a fighting arena. In those seconds, James thought he was going to be executed because in front of him were soldiers who were ready to draw katanas. But instead of being beheaded, the commander ordered his soldiers to cut the ropes around James's arms. In the confusion, he was suddenly pulled out of the arena. It turned out the commander had deliberately delayed James's death because he wanted to show off his best executioner, Upin. It was said that he was a martial arts expert. To prove Upin's prowess, 3 prisoners were forced to face him in the arena. When the duel began, one opponent was easily defeated. Upin grew increasingly big-headed and even showed himself to be impervious to blows. The remaining 2 opponents seemed insignificant. After feeling satisfied, it was James's turn to step forward. The commander demanded they fight to the death. Without further ado, Upin immediately used his tiger possession technique, but James was completely undaunted. He had just attacked when Upin was suddenly hit by a powerful kick that sent him flying. He was so shocked that he was knocked out. Everyone immediately fell silent. The Japanese commander was no different. Because the duel was to the death, James suddenly clenched his fists. Then, with all his might, he pounded Upin's coconut until he finally died.
Yeah.